Apple's upcoming MacBook Pro models are expected to feature a number of major changes, such as larger display options and powerful new Apple silicon chips. Among the most surprising updates to this year's MacBook Pro models is the return of 3 ports that have been missing from the machines for over 5 years. The latest leaks confirm the return of these ports, slated to come with the new 14 and 16-inch MacBook Pro models later this year. Those ports include the SD card reader, HDMI, and MagSafe connector. So we'll start off with the SD card reader. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman believes that the new models will feature the SD card slot so users can insert memory cards from digital cameras. This feature was removed back in 2016, back when they added the touch bar and made a whole new design. And photographers and videographers like myself were definitely not happy. Bringing back the SD card reader is a huge win in my book. The HDMI port was not one that I used all too often, but I can understand why some people would want it, especially since more and more displays have been coming with Thunderbolt connectivity for a single cable setup. It really has become less useful for me, but there are a lot of people out there that are still using monitors that rely on HDMI or DisplayPort, and having built-in HDMI in order to connect to those monitors or TVs will essentially eliminate the need for most users to have to carry that very hyper-specific dongle around in their bags, or maybe just eliminate the need for a USB-C dock when at home. Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo believes that the HDMI port will in fact make its return to the 2021 MacBook Pro. And finally, both Kuo and Gurman have said that the MagSafe charging connector will return to the MacBook Pro this year. Kuo remarked that the MagSafe charging connector design is restored on the upcoming MacBook Pro models, while Mark Gurman said that the returned MagSafe charging will include a similar design to the previous incarnation of MagSafe on MacBooks. The return of MagSafe may deliver a number of practical benefits, like charging at faster speeds. The presence of the connector would also restore to its original main selling point, which was back in 2006 when it first debuted, which was the easy connection and disconnection using magnets. It was just so much easier to unplug your MacBook and just be on the go. I know I've personally had a few instances with the newer MacBooks where my dog or my kid might have accidentally tripped over that cord or knocked into it and dragged it right off the counter or table. And that's something that can be easily avoided with MagSafe. If anybody runs into the cable, it just disconnects and your MacBook stays in place. For those of you who have never used it before, it's a great thing, and I'm glad that Apple looks to be bringing it back. Now, a few weeks ago, an Apple supplier had schematics stolen from them and were leaked online that essentially corroborate all of the leaks and rumors that we've just been talking about and the things that we've been hearing about these ports being reinserted into the latest MacBooks. And from what we see here, it appears as if the right side of the machine will house that HDMI and SD card reader as well as a USB-C port. The left side will feature 2 more USB-C ports and the MagSafe charging slot. So if this is true, you will lose a USB-C port compared to what we're used to right now, where you get 4. So now you'll drop down to 3. But I imagine most people almost always used one of them at least for charging, and so it might not make a huge difference. Either way, I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Are you excited about the return of some of these ports, which could lead to the elimination of dongles and maybe even USB-C hubs from being in your backpack or on your desk? And you know, when I travel personally, I know I usually bring an SD card reader dongle and a Type A dongle, and that's really it. And with the Type A, it was really just more of a just in case rather than an absolute necessity. And now it might look like I don't have to bring anything. Before we end today's video, I do want to give you more information about today's sponsor, OWC. OWC is releasing its latest product, the OWC Thunderbolt Hub, which is now available for new M1 Macs and all Thunderbolt 3 equipped Macs that are running macOS Big Sur. The OWC Thunderbolt Hub offers the new Thunderbolt hubbing technology. You can have 4 Thunderbolt ports plus 1 USB port on your new Apple M1 Mac. Apple Intel Mac with Thunderbolt 3, or any Thunderbolt 4 PC with this compact hub. You can now connect and charge any device with a USB-C or USB Type-A connector. It supports up to 2 4K displays or one singular 5K, 6K, and 8K display. It adds high-performance storage, including NVMe solutions if you want, and it generally will make your workflow work for you by adding AV mixers, phone or tablet, even desktop accessories, all through a single Thunderbolt port. The OWC Thunderbolt Hub is available for pre-order right now, and you can pick one up by clicking the link in the description down below. This has been Dan with Mac Rumors. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you around in the next video.